This is Valmiki Ramayana, Season 4, Episode 3, Reaching Panchavati. After departing from Sutikshna Muni's ashram, Ram, Lakshman and Sita travelled around in Dandakaranya, visiting various sages in their ashrams. Valmiki says, they stayed for 10 months at a place, then for a year at another, and in many other places they stayed for 4, 5 or 6 months. Valmiki's description of these years in the forest is very brief, but he has mentioned one fascinating place that they visited, the Panchapsar Lake in modern-day Maharashtra. Now known as the Lonar Crater Lake, it is thought to have been formed due to a fallen meteorite. And thus, 10 years went by without any adverse incident. Anukulyena Yayussamvatsaradasha. They then came back to Sutikshna Muni's ashram. But in all these travels, they had somehow missed meeting one person, a colossal figure among the rishis of those times. Perhaps one of the greatest rishis of all times, Agastya Muni. And when Ram expressed a desire to meet the great sage, Sutikshna replied, I am glad you brought this up. I had also thought of telling you to go and meet him. Ahamapi etadeva tvam vaktukamah Agastyam abhigaccheti. It was important for Ram to meet Agastya Muni. Agastya had his way of dealing with the Rakshasas. They were petrified of him and steered clear of his ashram. But the broader persecution by them in Dandakaranya continued, and people were looking to Ram to put an end to this. As the three headed towards Agastya Muni's ashram, Valmiki has used the opportunity to record the tree varieties they saw along the way. The plants and trees mentioned include jackfruit, mahua, bilva, and tendu. When they arrived at the ashram, one of the students went to inform the sage. Agastya said to the student, I am so glad Ram has finally come. I have been waiting. Do bring them to me right away. As the student was taking the three of them to meet the sage, Valmiki has given an interesting description of the ashram campus. It was large and well equipped, and there were separate buildings for different types of work or areas of study, like departments in a university. Ram respectfully touched the sage's feet, who welcomed him warmly. Agastya also said a few kind words of encouragement to Lakshman and Sita. He recognized that Sita had endured the hardships of the forest out of her love for Ram. Prajyadosham vanam prapta bhartra sneha prachodita. Later, during his conversations with the Muni, Ram asked him where they should stay for the rest of their vanvas. After careful consideration, Agastya suggested that they should build their hermitage at Panchavati. It is a beautiful spot by the Godavari river. I think Sita will like it there. You will find plenty of food and water nearby. And while staying there, you can protect the ascetics living in the area. Agastya also gifted Ram a mighty bow, some deadly arrows, and a special sword. He anticipated that Ram might need these at Panchavati. Rakshasas based in Janasthan, a major power center for them, often roamed in those parts. Note, in a similar manner, Vishwamitra had given Ram various astras and shastras in season 1. That was to prepare him for the battle with Marich and Subahu. And then onwards they went to Panchavati. On the way, they came across someone that looked like a vulture, but obviously was not one. Thinking that it could be a Rakshas in the form of a bird, they asked, "Who are you?" He replied in a soft and gentle voice, "Dear child, I am a friend of your father. My name is Jatayu. I am the younger brother of Sampati." Jatayu then offered to come and help them during their stay at Panchavati. With great respect, Ram accepted his offer and embraced him. Then they continued towards Panchavati, with Jatayu regaling them with many incidents related to his friendship with Dashrath. Panchavati was indeed an ideal location to set up their hermitage. Valmiki has given a graphic description of this scenic place near the Godavari river, surrounded by hills. And ever the botanist, he has given a list of the many tree varieties found in the area, including sal, mango, jackfruit, and sandalwood. Lakshman built a beautiful and spacious cottage with bamboos, branches of shami trees, clay, and kush grass. Ram was grateful to his brother once again, recognizing that he could never repay him for all that he was doing. Ram said, "For what you have done, all I can do is hug you. In so many ways, your sense of duty, your ability to understand others, you are just like father. I look at you and I feel that the great King Dashrath still lives." The three thus settled down in Panchavati. Remember in Ayodhya Kand how after settling in Chitrakoot, Ram had spoken to Sita about the beauty of that place. This time, Lakshman talks about the beauty of Panchavati during winter, the Hemant Ritu. This is a side of Lakshman we have not seen before. One cold winter morning, as they were going down to the river for their bath, Lakshman poetically describes the scene around them. See how the radiance of the sun is dimmed, and the moon does not shine clear, like a mirror blurred by breath. How the forest looks pale. The west wind is bitingly cold. The birds sing as the sun rises. The elephants seem to be thirsty, but upon touching the cold river, they pull back their trunks. The birds sit at the water's edge and seem to fear taking a plunge, like scared soldiers shying away from the battlefield. And into these cold waters of the Godavari, our fearless trio jumped right in. They took a dip and offered prayers to the rising sun and other deities. By the way, even today if you go to Nashik, you can visit the very place where Ram, Lakshman and Sita used to bathe in the Godavari. Valmiki has so masterfully intertwined the events of the Ramayana with vivid descriptions of the places where they were played out. Like a painter uses canvas and a sculptor uses stone, he has used the mountains and the rivers, and thus he has etched the story of Ram into the very land itself. Indeed, yavat sthasyanti girayah saritascha mahitale tavad Ramayana katha lokeshu pracharishyati. As long as the mountains and the rivers exist on this earth, Ramayana, the story of Ram, will always be told. Iti ha asa. That is how it happened.